Before the war began, Ukraine's military aircraft were massively outnumbered by those that had been amassed on the border by Russia. But as Russia began its offensive, the West began arming Ukraine. Over the last 13 days, Ukraine's military has released several videos showing Russian helicopters being shot down by surface-to-air missiles. On your screens right now, you can see is one such video which shows a Russian helicopter. It was flying low and tracking its path is the smoke trail of a surface-to-air missile. In just a few seconds, the missile found its target. Russian helicopter crashes to the ground before bursting into a fireball. Analysts say there is evidence that recently supplied weapons by the West are already in use. With an increasing supply of Western military aid to Ukraine, Moscow has so far not been able to take over Kiev's air defenses and air force. Among the ones supplied by the West are shoulder-launched air defense missiles, also known as manpads. They include infamous US-made Stinger surface-to-air missiles that is used against Soviet aircraft during its occupation of Afghanistan in the 1980s. The United Kingdom also delivered 2,000 light anti-tank missiles or NLAWs. Reports say these were already being used to destroy Russian armored columns. Now, how many weapons has the West supplied to Ukraine? Well, the exact numbers are hard to come by. At least 20 countries supplied arms, including United States, United Kingdom, European Union nations, even Sweden and Finland, both of which have a long history of neutrality and are not members of NATO. United States and NATO members have sent at least 17,000 anti-tank missiles, 2,000 Stinger anti-aircraft missiles. Germany and the Netherlands sent 1,000 anti-tank and Stinger air defense missiles. Canada, over 4,000 rocket launchers and over 7,500 hand grenades. Now, the recent weapon deliveries include tens of thousands of assault rifles, machine guns, anti-tank mines, hundreds of tons of ammunition, body armor, helmets, medical supplies. The UK says it is helping facilitate the deliveries of these weapons. The West, however, has not given details of how the supplies are getting through. But can weapons supplied by the West make a difference? Experts say if Ukraine continues to have armed forces capable of using these weapons, it could make a huge difference. Now, Washington is working on a three-way swap with Poland. It is consulting other NATO allies on having them supply warplanes to Ukraine. The United States is in talks with Poland about supplying Russian-made MiG fighter jets to the Ukrainian Air Force. But even if the deal goes through, Ukraine would still need trained pilots to fly them. Also, the question is, how airworthy are these Soviet-era jets? Now, Spain's Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez has announced that the country will supply weapons to Ukraine. The ruling coalition, however, is split on this decision as of now. United States and European allies are mulling to increase arms supplies to Ukraine. However, there may be limited opportunity before Russia tries to target these supply lines of arms. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.